Hello Airsoft friends, and welcome to this video today, where today we're going to be talking about batteries, power, the things we put inside our riffs. That is not our own bodies or BBs. Okay, that sounded a bit weird. I don't put my body parts inside my gun. I was talking about my, trigger finger into the trigger. This has started off on a weird note. But yeah, batteries. Batteries, they go into our riffs and they make our guns work. They power them, and there's a few different selection options of them out there. And surprisingly or not, they can actually give you a really cheeky upgrade in terms of performance. And it's probably, you know, the fastest, easiest, and quickest way to give your riff a bit of an upgrade, depending on what type of battery you are using. Now, there are like plus sides and there's downsides. There's things that you need to be aware of depending on what type of battery that you're using. There's different costs involved with them there, and also different care patterns, different things you have to do to look after different types of batteries to make sure that they're nice, safe and sound, and they sleep easy when they're going pew in your riff. So what kind of batteries are there? Well, there's a few different types. I've got some of them here in front of me on my desk, and I've got one in this little bag as well. Mainly the two options that you've got are NIM batteries, or you know, NIMH ones, which look like this or can also look like this. And then you've got LiPo batteries, which look more kind of like this, or maybe you'll have one which is just like one of these sticky things here, like that, but it'll be fatter there. But yeah, these are the kind of two main options that you have, I would say, for airsoft batteries. You can also get NiCad batteries as well, which I don't actually have any of those, but they do look very similar to NIM batteries. So for the sake of argument, when we say NIM, we'll just be talking about NIM and NiCad, and those ones are NICDs, but we call them NiCad for short. So batteries in general, let's talk about batteries in general. First of all, they come in different shapes and sizes, as we've already seen, but they also come in different voltages too. Now, different voltages are a good thing, because it means that you can get batteries to tune your rifle. You can get different performance depending on what batteries that you use. You can get a better trigger response, you can get more BBs per second, more RPS, but you may also, depending on the build of your gun, put in a battery which is too powerful, which could increase your RPS so fast that your riff may start to miss shots, so it won't be able to like load BBs fast enough, so it could misfeed. Generally, you'll only really know if it is too powerful after you put it into your riff and then you see, you know, how good it is. There is like some things you can do, so it may just be that you need to like shave down your nozzle a tiny bit or get a different nozzle for it to work properly. My entire airsoft life, I have used Lipo batteries, which is this type of battery, or lithium polymer for all the scientists out there. And when I started playing airsoft, I was strictly using 7.4 volt batteries, which are these kinds here, which are called nunchuck batteries, because you can kind of like, you know, take one out and then hit people around the face with it just like this. Ooh. Don't do that, by the way. It could be very dangerous. And yeah, I was using 7.4 volt Lipo batteries and was having a great old time with it. And I'd heard about the 11 volt version, the 11.1 volt Lipos, and in my head I was like, nah, there's not going to be that much difference in performance. It's just an extra like 3 odd volts, and you know, it's just a battery in it. It can't really do too much. But I was wrong, and I'm going to show you how wrong I was in this video today, which is rather snazzy. Now, a lot of cheaper riffs that do come with batteries included in the box, and like little kind of naffly chargers as well, they'll usually come with these types of batteries. Like, this is literally the only reason why I actually have these batteries, is because these came free with some of the riffs that I have purchased. And in terms of getting you out in the field and playing, they are good. And in terms of being safe as well, they are good, because these can be bashed about and stuff. You don't really need to take any special precautions to make sure these kind of batteries get safe, because as far as batteries go, these are the kind of tank of the airsoft world. Like, you can bash these about a little bit and they're kind of safe. Don't do that on purpose though, just in case. With Lipos, on the other hand, they are a little bit more delicate. If they get pierced, then they can catch on fire. When you're charging them, that they can catch on fire. This is very rare though, very, very rare. Don't worry about that too much, but do take precautions when you are charging Lipo batteries. Make sure that you're always kind of like in the area of them, so you can like keep an eye on them, and also make sure that they're charging in a fire resistant kind of thing too. So like I had this bag earlier, this is a Lipo Safe Bag. So all I do is, when I'm not using my Lipo batteries, is they just live in this bag. And when I charge my Lipo batteries, I have the connectors poke out the end of the bag, just like so, and then I connect them to my charger like this. So if anything does go wrong, everything is contained inside inside my little Lipo bag. Some people will prefer to go and charge their batteries like outside, have them on like a concrete slab, or if they're in like a garage or something, they'll put them into like a ceramic plant pot, so then if anything happens, then the fire is contained and everything is okay. But like I said again, it's very rare for that kind of thing to happen, and if you're using quality batteries, they're not damaged, and you're using a quality charger as well, which is also something I would highly recommend. Don't skimp out on a charger. I see so many people like linking to like £15 chargers, and I'm just like, please don't do that, because the quality of components inside are going to be absolutely terrible. Don't skimp on a charger. If you get a good charger, it's going to charge your cells better. The components inside the charger are going to be better as well. So it means that you're going to have a charger which is going to last you a lot longer than usual. It's going to be taking better care of your batteries, and there's going to be less chance of you running into any issues. This is my Lipo charger here, which I use. It's got like this external little power brick here. It's made by a company called Buzzflyer. So this is actually originally designed, or is designed, to charge Lipo batteries for remote controlled helicopters, but I use it for my Airsoft Lipos just because it's a Lipo charger. It's got balancer ports on the side there, which means when you're charging a Lipo battery, the balancer cable will make sure that each of those different cells, so each one of these cells will charge balanced. So if this is supposed to get to 11.1 volts, it doesn't like charge this one to like 5 volts and then these both to 2.5. It will charge them all evenly, which means it will keep the cells in tip-top condition, and you'll be able to use them for many skirmishes to come. But now, brass tacks, let's get down to it. What are the performance improvements that you can see from using Lipo batteries versus NiCad versus using like 7.4 volt to using 11.1 volt? Well, first of all, I'm going to show you the difference between the 7.4 volt Lipo and a 11.1 volt Lipo, and then I'm going to show you the difference between 11 volt Lipo and the 8.4 volt NIMS. So I have got my KWA Mod 1 here, and I'm playing around with it at the minute to see if I can make it kind of DMR / longer mid-range to long-range spec, and I think at the minute this looks absolutely sick. But anyway, that's for another day. If I get this 7 volt Lipo, I'm going to plug that in quickly, and I'm going to take a couple of shots so you can hear what it sounds like. And now this is with an 11.1 volt. So already there is an audible difference in performance between, you know, those two sets of batteries. I'm quickly going to put a mag through it as well, so we can get an RPS difference as well, so you can see what the round per second, or how many BBs you're going to be firing per second is between the 7.4 volt and the 11.1 volt. So on 7.4 volt Lipo, it is 14.4 BBs per second. That takes me up to 23 BBs per second. So that is a fair old difference between the two of those. I'm going to use my for the NIM versus Lipo test. And here we have it. This is my Double Eagle UMP, and because I hate using stick mags, I'm going to be using the Project Airsoft UMP drum mag. So if you have a Double Eagle UMP, you can get these drum mags from the website, and it just makes using your riff much easier. Now, I'm going to connect up this NIM battery here, and we'll see what our RPS is, and then we'll connect the 11 volt Lipo and see what the RPS is on that. I'll do the 7.4 volt Lipo as well, but I don't expect we're going to see a huge difference in performance between that and the NIM here. Even though it's like a whole volt less, the Lipo has better power delivery than the NIM batteries do, so I'm expecting it to be pretty much the same RPS. So this is with the 8.4 volt NIM. So that is 8.6 BBs per second, and with the 7.4 volt Lipos, we're at 9 BBs per second. So we actually saw an increase, even though these Lipo batteries have less power than the NIMS. So that does go to show that the Lipos do have a much better power delivery than the NIMS do. Right, 11 volt Lipo is in. BBs are loaded. Let's see what we get. And that is 13.8 BBs per second. Wow. So that is what? An extra 5 BBs per second? That's an increase of almost like, what, 50%? Which is kind of mad if you think about it. Literally just using a different type of battery gives you that kind of performance difference. Mind blown. Mind blown emote there. I didn't think it was going to be that, that significant. But yeah, there you go. Very interesting to see. So Yeah, NIM batteries are good because I would say, you know, they're definitely safer batteries to use. For that safety, you're missing out on a lot of performance from your riff. So I guess, you know, as long as you're using the right safety precautions and you're using, you know, Lipo Safe Bags to store your batteries in, I would say Lipos for me are anyway definitely the only batteries that I ever want to use with my airsoft riffs. Yeah, and there's additional caveats too, like making sure that you've got a really good charger, and when you're charging your batteries, making sure that you've always got your eyes on them, things like that. But as long as you're doing proper battery care and safety, there's not really any reason why you know, should be left using NIMs or NiCads when you could be using Lipos, because as you saw, the performance difference is a bit mad. I suppose the other caveat as well is you need to check that Lipos do work on your riff first of all, because it could be that, you know, the extra power is too much for the riff and it's going to cause you to misfeed, which, you know, isn't performance which you really want to see. Another caveat as well is because you're putting higher voltage batteries in your riffs, this will probably lead to faster wear on your riff as well. So it may be that you'll have to upgrade it or replace parts or repair it faster than you otherwise would have done using the NIM or NiCad batteries. But to be honest with you, in my mind, I kind of feel like it's worth it. Just because you're getting a better trigger response, the gun is snappier, feels snappier, and, you know, you're getting the more rounds per second as well. So I kind of feel like there's so many more benefits to using Lipos than there is using NiCads and NIMs. But do it properly and safely, okay? Thank you for watching this video. It was sponsored by Project Airsoft, as always. And like I showed you earlier in this video, we now have the Double Eagle M89 drum mag on the website. And it's compatible with anything that is compatible with this riff here. I do also have the Umarex UMP as well, which I'll be making a drum mag for in like the next couple of weeks or so. And that's compatible, I believe, with the vast majority of other kind of like UMPs out there too. And hopefully in future as well, I'll be getting my hands on a PCC45 so I can do a drum mag for that. And then I think that's pretty much all of the umps covered in the airsoft space. Huge shout out to all my patrons as well. Thank you very much for being awesome and supporting the channel month on month. You guys are legit and I love each and every one of you. And if you happen to be looking for some airsoft friends, then join the StayFreshShoe Airsoft Community Discord server. There's over 600 airsoft friends in there right now. So yeah, go join up. Get playing airsoft with people in there. They're all a lovely bunch. We only have lovely bunch of people in the server. We don't have not lovely people in. And until next time, thank you very much for watching. Remember to call your hits, and I'll see you in the next one.